Hi, welcome to Barney Tech channel. Here we are going to see a relay configuration for busbar production P746 relay. And this is the SLD. For this SLD we are going to configure the relay settings. For this SLD we already seen that primary injection testings in previous video. Now we are going to see the relay configuration for this SLD. Now before going into the relay configuration, first we will see the schematic, because as per in the schematic we have to configure on the relay. For busbar production, first we have to see is CT, second binary input, third binary output. For CT, here we are using 5 core. First one is bus coupler, second one is outgoing, third one is GT1, fourth one is ST, fifth one is GT2. For according to this we have to configure in the relay. And next we are going to see is binary input. On binary input, the first binary input is the busbar production block, and second one we see here is a watchdog, and following this we have a isolator close open status. For Q1 is represent for bus A connecting isolator, Q2 is represent the bus B connecting isolator. Like this we have for all feeders, but for bus coupler we have isolator and breaker also. These are the input we are going to configure in the relay, and finally we are going to see the binary output. The binary output, first output is we are going to configure the lockout relay for outgoing. This lockout will trip the outgoing breaker. Similarly, for output 2 is for GT1, output 3 is for ST, output 4 is for GT2, output 5 is for bus coupler breaker tripping. And we have another two more output. The sixth output we are going to use it for busbar differential protection general operation, and the seventh and eighth is spare, and ninth one we are going to make the initiation of breaker failure. Fine. Now we are going to move the relay details, that is nothing but it is showing the CT core and the binary input and output which the relay has. This is just a relay detail. Now we are going to relay settings. Here we see only relay settings for differential production. According to this relay setting we are going to feed the values over the relay. Now we can go for making the settings for the relay first, and next we can go for PLC configuration. First I am going to make settings for the relay. For this I have to open the project. On the project, below settings we have to double click, and then the settings page will get open. On that, first one will be the system data. Over here we no need to change anything. Next one is view record, date and time, and these three things we no need to touch anything. We can go for configuration. Fourth one, over here we use only differential production, remaining other production we have to disable. Here if you see overcurrent and earth fall, it was enabled over here, but as per our setting sheet we didn't have a overcurrent and earth fall, so you have to make it off. Next we can see the CT and VT ratio. VT primary is 230 kV, so I am making that value. And reference current is 1200 and all other CT is 1200. We have 5 core. For the 5 we have to feed this value. After making this record control disturbance record, we no need to change anything. We can go to group 1. Over here we can see the system configuration. In this second option will be the feeder number. Here we have to make the feeder number as 5, but actually in our condition we have only 4 feeder, but we have to consider a bus coupler also one of the feeders, that is CT terminal. Here we have 5, so we have to make it as 5. And after that we have Z1 terminal. This Z1 terminal is nothing but, you can see the value over inside the box, terminal 1, terminal 2. Here you can able to select or you can able to unselect the terminals. If any feeder which is going to connect it only in zone 1, then that feeder we have to select it over here. But if we see in SLD, all the feeders and including bus coupler, it going to connect on both the zone. All feeder have the independent to choose their bus. They are not dependent on any one bus. So we have to unselect all this and you have to make OK. Next, Z2 terminal is same way. Any feeder is only it's connected to zone 2 permanent. It should not connect to zone 1. It should have a only option to connect to zone 2. Like that we don't have the option here. So unselect all and you are going to give OK. And third one is X refer terminal. That is the common between zone 1 and zone 2. That is the feeder which can connect in zone 1 or zone 2. Anywhere it can connect. Like that we have all the feeder including bus coupler. So I am going to select terminal 1, terminal 2, terminal 3, terminal 4, terminal 5. And finally check zone terminal. Here the check zone terminal, in check zone the bus coupler it is a terminal 1 and outgoing is terminal 2. Like that we saw in CT core. Corresponding to that, this terminal is we have to select. So for check zone, bus coupler will not include. Only the incoming and outgoing will consider in check zone. So we have to select terminal 2, terminal 3, terminal 4, terminal 5. Only this we have to select. And next important thing is bus coupler by. That is nothing but the bus coupler it can understand by breaker or isolator. Second, the Z1 bus CT. Z1 bus CT, here it is CT6 is default, but I am going to take a bus coupler CT here because we have only one CT here. So we are going to make CT1 for bus 1. It is standard, it is not invert, but for bus 2 the CT polarity we are going to invert. This thing I have mentioned in previous video. We have to change the CT polarity in relay settings. That's the thing we are doing over here. Next one is differential protection. Over differential protection, we are going to keep the setting corresponding to our setting sheet, the values. If you see the circuit failure enable, this is the settings which is used for any mall operation, that is if check zone and our zones does not match. When it will not does not match, if you see, if our auxiliary contacts fails or something happens, then the circulatory fault will come into the picture. If you want that settings, we can go for enable, but in our setting sheet it also given. In that, you have to keep the value as per our setting sheet. Next we see C is a circuit failure. That means our check zone, if it showing a different value, abnormal value, then what it adds to relay should respond for this. For that we are making only alarm. And next one is ZX circuit failure. For that, if your zone auxiliary contact if you not get, then then the relay will self reset this for few minutes. And last one is CCT failure, that is both zone and our check zone having mismatch, then it will block the differential. For that we making the setting block. Here I missed the CT suppression configuration, so I am making on up for configuration. I am making enable the CT suppression. After enable, I get the settings value. Here the value I'm going to keep, because CT suppression is very important one. And after this I'm going for input label. If you make the input label here, it is easy to configure in PSL. And also in future, if any other engineer or anyone who coming for survival, then they can see this configuration, they can understand very easily. First we are going for input label. I am keeping the label corresponding to our schematic input. Our first one is differential block, second one is isolator close, Q1 isolator, and third one is Q1 isolator open. Similarly, I am making all binary inputs. And the final setting is output label. Here the same as our schematic diagram, we have to label the naming, or you can make your use a different naming which should be matched with our schematic. But here I am making same 86B1, 86B2. That is nothing but B1 is for our first binary output which is having in our schematic. So same way I am making all binary output. After this we have to save the settings. Now we are going for PLC configuration. Initially I am making all the sheet empty. I am making a fresh sheet so that it will be easy to for you to understand. First I am going to make a binary input configuration. So I am going to take the binary input. The input you can take from the top menu box, opto signal, that is our input signal. When you click and you can drop it in a sheet, you will get the input signal. But when you see here, I get input 1, L1, L2, L3. The naming which I have given in setting sheet, it not came here, it is not showing here. So how I should get this naming from the setting sheet means we have to go into the tool and you can see the option extract name from .st file. That means it will extract the label which we made it on the setting sheet. So when you click that, it will open this open menu. In that you can able to see the settings file. When you click and open, it will automatically merge in our sheet. You can able to see here, it automatically the name will input label has changed. If you go for further, now I'm going to make the heading input label, but initially you are not able to see in top side menu your text label. If you want to add the text label, you have to go for view and drawing tools. Over here you can able to take the text. I'm going to name as a input label. I'm going to name as a binary input. Then differential block, I'm going to block differential zone 1 and zone 2. So the output you can take from the output signal. Over here you can have the all output signal. Corresponding output you have to search and you have to take it. In order to connect between the binary input and this output signal, we have to connect by the link which will be on the top side. When you click it, and when you click this node and connect with other end of the node, it will automatically connect. Here the binary input I am connecting directly with 2, or you can make other option. You can make any OR gate, and you can give this input to OR gate and you can connect it, and you can take this OR gate output and you can connect it to the blocking. Either you can connect it in previous method or this method, both are correct. Now I am going for binary input 2, that is isolator close status. This close status we have to give to output signal. The output signal, that is, we can see this isolator contact for output signal. It was named as Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 like this. Q1 is for first terminal, Q2 is for second terminal, but our first terminal is bus coupler, second terminal is outgoing, but for binary input initially we start from outgoing, so we have to connect it to Q2. So that only I have mentioned previously, we have to see this CT connection carefully, to which core it was connecting. Correspondingly the isolator it will understand. Here due to it is a centralized unit, we are not having any topology. Only this configuration will understand this, which isolator is closed, which isolator is open. I am going to configure this to our output signal, that is outgoing isolator close status. For our close status, if you see why I am taking this open also, not to reduce the mole operation. For this I am taking on AND gate and I am making this open as a invert. That means when we get the close status, the open will be 0. So the invert will make 1. So the AND will get satisfied. It will reduce the mole operation. Same way for Q2, Z2 is for zone 2. For zone 2, corresponding input we have to add. Similarly, we have to make for all binary input. And for bus coupler we have to make a Q1 for a isolator, and for breaker you can take it at CB directly, and for only for bus coupler we are going to make it all isolator and breaker. Next we are going for output configuration, that is binary output. Over here the first binary output is 86B1, it is outgoing. 86B1 is a differential trip for outgoing. For this I am going to take a 4 signal. The first one is the zone 1 isolator close status, second one is zone 1 differential trip, third one is zone 2 isolator close for outgoing, and the fourth one is zone 2 differential trip. And I'm going to make these two separate AND gate, and if they both gates, the AND gate will activate. Similarly another set of AND gate will also activate if the both signal we get. And this both AND gate I am going to give it in OR, either zone 1 or zone 2. If you get trips, our outgoing breaker has to be open. For that I am going to make a OR gate. Relay internally itself will check the isolator status in fault condition, then only it will give trip. But here for double ensuring I am making a additionally in logic, I am making in additional. Similarly I am going to configure for all other output. Now I am going for LED configuration. For LED, first I am picking all the LED. This LED you can get from the top menu. Here we can see the 8 LED. I am going to use all the LED. That is, first LED I am going to make a outgoing isolator close and open. When we get the first, when you connect it to the first lead, it will give the red color. That is, when you get close, the LED glow red color. When you connect the open in second, the LED will grow a green color. Like this also you can configure, or you can make another way. Close open can be configured in another way also. The second way is I am going to take only the close signal. From the close signal I am going to connect to the first lead, that is the red color. When you get isolator close, it will show red color. The second lead I am going to take from the AND, which is inverted, and this AND is connected to the close. That means when the close gets 0, the AND get 1 due to is invert, so it glow green color. So these both are, we can configure in both manner. After finishing all this LED, we can use the function key LED also. Similarly, the function key, it can use as a function key, and we can use that also as a LED. So I'm going to use all function key LED except keeping one function key for reset. After configuring this all this isolator contact to the LED opening close, I am going for production LED configuration. In this production I am going to make a differential tree in A phase, B phase, C phase, and we can configure zone 1, zone 2. What are the thing you need to configure, you can go for configuring this. And finally I am going to for reset, that is reset LED also relay also you can able to reset. Here I'm going to use a function key 9. So this function key, most probably you don't use this LED because you can get confused. You can free this function key for particular reason. So I am making a direct contact. When you press this function key, your relay get LED get reset and relay contact also get reset. Next I am going for fault recorder. In fault recorder I am going to take any trip, any start, whatever the trip, whatever the start we get, it going to record. But before that I am going to take this start. If it is a small pulse I don't need, if it is a long pulse then I need this start. So I am going to keep this timer over the start. For this timer I am going to make 100 millisecond. If the start is going beyond this 100 millisecond, then it going to store it on the fault recorder. This fault recorder is, you can get on top side of the menu FRT. When you click and drop, you will get this. After configuring this all, you can go for saving. And final one important thing is you can share this video to your friends.
If you think this video is useful for your friends, you can share this to them. Thank you for watching this video.